All right, so so let's get into the next topic. In terms of music, recently I've been looking a lot into Juice World music for reasons that we will discuss later in the podcast, uh, and uh, Pop Smoke's album just came out. Shoot for the stars, aim for the moon, uh, and uh, I think it's always difficult for me to talk about this because a lot of times when artists die, I'm not really that close with them. So like when X died, um, it was like it was really unfortunate, but I wasn't that close to the artist. Same thing with Nipsey Hussle. I didn't really see a lot of his music until after he died. Uh, but with these guys, it was like I was heavily invested in their music. Uh, and so to hear them die was really unfortunate. Um, Juice World sort of bringing a sense of vulnerability into hip hop, and Pop Smoke really bringing back drill. And obviously, you know, the part that hurts the most is that after they died, all the music that was released by them is amazing. Uh, and so it's just unfortunate in general. Uh, but what I wanted to speak on uh, was why this is happening in rap specifically, and uh, what can we as ordinary people do uh, to help. Uh,
All right, so as a nigga that's been like Abraham Lincoln, let me hop in. All right, well, I feel like it's just like a lot of like the reasons why like they died were the same reasons why like there's been like a lot of trouble and controversy outside like in hip hop culture outside of the music, is that like there's like a culture of like drugs and like violence that are like in like are intertwined with hip hop, and I feel like people or at least some artists feel like they have to hold on to that narrative of
yeah,
like, oh, I'm a thug, oh, I be doing X, Y, and Z, even though like they're multi-millionaires and they shouldn't get charges because they can just hire security.
yeah.
I'll just toss to you, Tudding, really quick.
I'm stretching out my fingers. Leave me alone.
So I don't know exactly like because as ordinary people,
Yeah,
there's not much we can do at least like on like the sense of like directly talking. But I feel like if we interact with the culture in a different way, because uh culture doesn't make people, people make culture. I feel like we as people have a role in maintaining or changing the culture, but I feel like people at the spearhead of the culture, as in like the rap, like what hip hop artists, like the person that talk about hip hop and stuff like that, the music that we promote, like from streaming services and stuff like that, they also play a big part of like the narrative of like what's going on in hip hop.
I feel that. Um, I feel like one thing that's always been weird to me is that uh, people like there's a perspective of people who get angry because well, why are these guys talking about these drugs? Of course they died from these things. They were talking about them, right? Well, of course Pop Smoke died, from a shootout. He always talks about killing people. Same thing with Juice. Well, of course he died from uh, uh, one thing I kind of don't understand uh, is that why do we as people promote that lifestyle so heavily? Like, uh, why is it so appealing for us to only listen and give attention to the music that is clearly like, you know,
Like pushes forth that part of hip hop culture.
yeah, like,
Like
same thing in terms of Juice WRLD. His The reason why you only hear the songs the reason why that you only hear the songs with like Parks and stuff like that is A, because that's what producers and things like that push, but also B, because that's what's getting the most streams. When he's talking about, uh, his depression or, a girl he might like, it doesn't really hit the same when he's using creative beats, when he's stepping outside of his comfort zone, when he's actually really being artistic. It doesn't really hit the same. When Pop Smoke is getting in his feels, when Pop Smoke is talking about the things that he goes through on a regular basis and the feelings and the fear that he has, which is a true expression of art that does not seem to get as much attention as, when he's just talking about killing people or wearing materialistic clothes. And so sort of talking to you, I'm beginning to realize that these artists that we know, I mean, for the most part, these artists that we know have songs that are about their personal lives, are an expression of how they feel on a regular basis, uh, positive and uplifting songs and things like that. But I think that at the end of the day, it's on us to decide what we consume as listeners and decide what we're going to support. What message do we support? Do we support when?
Also, that's, oh, are you done? Sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
I was going to say, do we support people putting out the message of killing and taking drugs to make the pain go away, or do we support the message of working hard, flirting and meeting a girl, getting through mental problems, and learning how to cope with it with your friends? What do we as consumers want to invest our money? I mean, not our money, but invest our time and our listening power to, which translates to money for the artist.
All right. So I just want to say that's what you were saying right there. I feel like that's why a lot of good music slips like under the cracks in the mainstream of like mainstream hip hop. Because like we'll take Roddy Ricch for example. His album, Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial.
Yeah.
The most popular song off that album was like The Box, Tiptoe, and stuff like that. Those are the more popular songs.
Yeah.
But like literally, Ahmed introduced me to the song War Baby, where my man was talking about like his difficulties of his childhood, how he's gone through like PTSD, how he like deals with it, the PTSD of like living through those experiences, and he like merges it. Like I'm biased, but I love when hip hop and like gospel like mix, and you have like a choir in the background. Like definitely check out the song. But like that's my weakness, bro. Trust me, I love music like that, and it's not even like it's a bad song. It's like, especially the beginning, it sounds just like The Box or just like Tiptoe. He's rapping and he's still talking about the things, and it sounds the same, but those songs don't get the same traction. There's a reason 6ix9ine is so popular, and everyone that knows me personally knows that I hate this man for like 20 million different reasons. But the main thing is, especially, he put out a persona that he was a gangster, that he did all this stuff. And even when it's come to light that he's not that person, he drops the record talking about the same stuff right when he gets out of jail, and like everyone's bumping to it, everyone's listening to it. Even though like, oh, he's a snitch, oh, he does this X, Y, and Z, but we've fallen in love with the lie as like mainstream hip hop goes.
Even though we know it's a lie.
Narrative. Even though we know it's a lie. We love the music for some reason. I mean, y'all love the music, not me.
I don't put it. I feel that. Yeah. So I think right here is a good time to take another break. We'll come back and talk about a couple more topics.